Share buybacks have the potential to be one of the most powerful forces in the investing universe, but unfortunately most people don't understand them. So in this quick video, I'm going to give you a quick example of how share buybacks can be so powerful. And let's go ahead and look at an example. We'll come up here and plug in MO and hit enter. And you can see all this data will automatically load in thanks to the help of the ticker data add-on on Google Sheets. And like always, you can download any of my spreadsheets on tickerdata.com at the link in the description. Now, there's a lot of metrics here that we can see, but the first thing I want to point out is our shares outstanding for Altria Group. We can see in 2013, it looks like they had around 2 billion shares outstanding, and as of 2023, it's been reduced to around 1.77 billion. So clearly we can see year over year, this company is buying back shares, and they also had recent news that they're planning on buying back around 2.4 billion worth of their common stock. So their plan to continue to buy back shares is ongoing. Now, what exactly does this mean for the company, and why would a company like Altria be buying back their shares? Why don't they just continue to pay out even more in dividends? Because a lot of people love this company for those dividend payouts. Well, let's go ahead and look at a quick example. I'll go ahead and zoom in here, and we can see this is just a hypothetical scenario. We're going to be looking at a make-believe company. And in this scenario, we're going to say this company has around 1,000 shares outstanding as of 2023. And in 2023, the total amount the company paid out in dividends was $5,000. Now, to find out how much they paid out per share, it's a pretty simple formula. All we need to do is take 5,000 and divide by 1,000. And so on a per share basis, we can see the company paid out $5 per share. Now again, keep in mind, the total amount the company paid out was $5,000, and they had 1,000 shares outstanding again, coming out to $5 per share. Now let's say this company also in 2023 bought back a lot of shares. Let's say they bought back 10% of their shares in 2023. So in 2024, if they bought 10% back of their shares in 2023, they now have 900 shares outstanding. So they went from 1,000 shares outstanding to now 900 shares outstanding. Let's go ahead and say they paid out the exact same amount in dividends total for the entire company at $5,000. So in 2023, they paid out $5,000 in dividends. In 2024, they paid out $5,000 in dividends. But because there's less shares outstanding, if we look at this on a per share basis, we can see that the company paid out $5.56 per share in dividend payments. So the dividend per share increased by 11.11%, a massive dividend hike, despite the fact the company didn't technically pay out more in dividends. And this is exactly why share buybacks can be so powerful. So in the case of Altria, even if the company is technically paying out the same amount in dividends every single year, if they continue to buy back shares outstanding, the per share dividend payment will continue to increase every single year. And we have to keep in mind that anytime a company is buying back shares, every per share metric can get quite a bit better. So for example, the same applies for revenue per share. If the company generates the same amount of revenue every single year, but shares outstanding are decreasing, the company is generating more in revenue per share. The same is true for free cash flow per share. The same is true for earnings per share. All of these metrics get boosted when a company is buying back shares. So the example we just looked at doesn't really just apply to dividends. It can apply to free cash flow per share, revenue per share, earnings per share, cash on the balance sheet per share. All those metrics get much better when you buy back shares. So this was just a quick example of how powerful share buybacks can be. Now keep in mind there are companies buying back shares at a rate way faster than Altria Group. And for example, let's look at Apple, stock ticker AAPL. And again, we'll see all this data automatically load in thanks to ticker data. We can see for Apple in 2013, the company had around 26 billion in shares outstanding. But look where they were in 2023, around 15.7 billion. So this company bought back massive amount of shares over the past decade. And as a result, earnings per share, revenue per share, and free cash flow per share, all of these metrics saw massive boosts during that same time period. And we also need to keep in mind, if a company is trading below its intrinsic value, buying back shares is even more powerful. If a company is trading at around $200 per share, but its intrinsic value is $300, then again, buying back shares is even more powerful. Now, we do have to keep in mind the opposite is true. If a company is trading at $200 a share, but it's really only worth around $100 per share, buying back shares is probably not in the best interest of the company. But simply based off the quick example we saw today, we now know that share buybacks can play a major role in causing the compounding effect to take place. So yes, while I personally love dividend payments, we can't count out the importance of share buybacks. They can play a major role in the underlying health of a company. So if you have any thoughts on share buybacks, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And like always, if you'd like to join a community of investors, get access to the ticker data add-on and all of my spreadsheets, then you can head over to tickerdata.com at the link in the description. So with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.